Petrol and diesel prices were hiked by 80 paise a litre each today, the fourth increase in 5 days as oil firms passed on to consumers the spike in costs of raw material. Petrol in Delhi will now cost Rs 98.61 per litre as against 97.81 previously, while diesel rates have gone up from 89.07 per litre to 89.87 according to a price notification of state fuel retailers. All the four increases since the ending of a 4.5-month-long hiatus in rate revision on March 22 have been of 80 paise a litre. These increases are the steepest single-day rise since the daily price revision was started in June 2017. In four increases, petrol and diesel prices have gone up by Rs 3.20 a litre. Prices had been on a freeze since November 4 ahead of the assembly elections in states like Uttar Pradesh and Punjab, a period during which the cost of raw material, that is crude oil, soared by about USD 30 per barrel. The rate revision was expected soon after assembly elections ended on March 10, but it was put off. The first stage of Russia's military operation in Ukraine is now complete, according to a top Russian general. Colonel General Sergei Rutsky, first deputy chief of Russia's general staff, said at a briefing on Friday, "In general, the main tasks of the first stage of the operation have been completed. The combat potential of the armed forces of Ukraine has been significantly reduced, allowing us, I emphasize again, to focus the main efforts on achieving the main goal, the liberation of Donbas." Earlier, Russian President Vladimir Putin had said the war was going on according to the plan. This comes even as Russia's advance appeared to have stalled around Ukraine's Kyiv and Kharkiv. Additionally, several Russian soldiers have died in Ukraine since the war began. As per a CNN report, Russia has also failed to achieve air superiority in Ukraine. The National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority of India on Friday announced a 10.7% change in the wholesale price index for the calendar year 2021 over the corresponding year in 2020. This means that the prices of nearly 800 scheduled medicines on the national list of essential medicines, which are used to treat the majority of common ailments, will rise by 10.7% beginning April 1. Based on the WPI data provided by the Office of the Economic Advisor, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the annual change in WPI works out as 10.76607% during the calendar year 2021 over the corresponding period in 2020, the NPA notice said. Now, the prices of medicine used to treat fever, infections, heart diseases, high blood pressure, skin diseases, and anemia will increase. This includes drugs like paracetamol, fentin sodium, azithromycin, metronidazole, and much more. Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav on Friday took a dig at the new BJP government in Uttar Pradesh, saying its ministers led by Yogi Adityanath took oath at a stadium built when his own government was in power. The swearing-in ceremony was held at Atal Bihari Vajpayee Ekana Stadium, which can accommodate 50,000 people. Congratulations to the new government that they are taking oath in the stadium built by the Samajwadi Party. The oath should not be merely to form the government, but also to serve the people in a true sense, Mr. Yadav, who is also the former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, said in a Hindi tweet minutes after the grand ceremony concluded. Earlier in this week, he chose to quit as an MP after being elected MLA in the recent Uttar Pradesh elections, turning his focus in a big way towards state politics and consolidating his vote bank ahead of the 2024 national elections. The government on Friday said it is in the process of analyzing the impact of sanctions on Moscow for India-Russia bilateral trade and economic cooperation. The US and several Western countries have imposed crippling economic sanctions on Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. Many countries have imposed sanctions on Russia. Due to the conflict, these are expected to have an impact on the global economy, including through disruptions of supply chains. Its impact on energy and commodity prices is already visible, Minister of State for External Affairs Meenakshi Lekhi said. She was replying to a question in Lok Sabha. We are in the process of analyzing its impact on India-Russia bilateral trade and economic cooperation in consultation with all the stakeholders. India's relation with Russia stand on their own merit, Ms. Lekhi said.